Well, hey, YouTube, Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. And today, hopefully today anyway, is going to be a great day in ham radio. Why is it going to be a great day in ham radio? Well, hopefully it's going to work out for me. Let's talk about it, though, right after this. Well, guys, today I'm out here once again at US 1409 Raccoon State Park in Beaver County in southwestern Pennsylvania. This park has been my home park, I guess. I guess all you guys have a home park if you do POTA activations. And today, well, today marks the day. Today marks the day, if we can get it, if it'll work, and I'm hoping it'll work out for me. 100th activation today, 100th activation. So that's what we're talking about. Now, what I wanted to do for my 100th activation is, please don't click off the video yet. Say, wait, Jack has something interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put clips in from the very first activation I was out here, because I had no clue what I was doing. Didn't, have been off of ham radio for over 20 years and didn't know even really how to set up a wire antenna. Didn't really know any of that stuff. And it humbles me to go back and watch that first video, because I teach CW now to my local ham radio club. We have we had 11 members sign up, but you know how that goes. Now we have about 4 or 5 consistent members in the ham radio CW lessons, and we do those live through Google Meet. And I always hear, oh, Jack, I'm not good enough to get on the air. Well, you are. You are good enough to get on the air. You just have to do it. The more you get on the air and the more you have to make that contact or have to copy that letter, it's going to make you a better CW operator. But I'm not doing that today. Today what we're talking about is I am recreating my first ever POTA activation. So I'll be using the G90, just like I used on that very first activation. And I'll be using a random wire up in a tree with my 9-to-1 Unun that I used, the original 9-to-1 Unun I used. And today, I hope I can do this. We're going to be paper logging. I stopped and bought a new tablet on the way out here because I've been using Polo or Ham 2K, and it's an awesome app. But today I wanted to recreate everything. Now, there's a little problem with the recreation today. That problem is, you know what? I'm going to put clips in, like I said, of my videos. So here's a clip of the video I shot out here of my very first POTA activation. And it's going to show you a little bit about how the tables are set up differently. There's actually some trees that are missing because I showed you a clip a while back. I don't know where that video is. If I can find a clip, I'll throw that in. When all the trees, I think I got pictures, when all the trees were all knocked over out here from a big storm we had. So it changed the landscape of where I'm sitting today. I'm still going to put the random wire up in the tree. I'm going to put the Unun up in the tree, have the coax coming down from the Unun. And again, I'm using my random wires. Okay, here's my random wire I used at the very first activation. Got some paracord to throw the rope in the tree. And I'm going to build a sloper. That's what I'm going to build today. The sloper will be going, the sides will be east and west, just like I did in that very first activation. So here's a clip here. Like I said, I'm going to try to put clips in of me talking about how I wanted to set the antenna up back then even. I was already thinking about this. So here's a clip here. Okay, so I got my antenna out. I'm making, I guess, a sloper. If you can see up there, my Unun is hanging up in the tree. And that is, I think that's a 9-to-1 Unun. My counterpoise is going off that way. My coax is coming straight down to that table over there. I wanted to work a table over here, but I was thinking the Unun has to be up there to make sense. It can't be on the ground. That wouldn't make any sense because this is my feed cable here coming this way. And that's my ground cable going off the other side there. So, all right, I'm gonna go over this side. I'm gonna stake it out, I guess like a sloper. That's how that works. All right, I'm gonna get some more paracord. I'm glad I brought the roll with me, so I'm gonna have to tie this off somewhere. All right. Okay, so in that clip, I said I wanted to set it up so the sides are west and east to catch the states, more of the states. So anyway, but I'm really excited about this activation. I'm not over thrilled about paper copying. I used to paper write everything. I told you guys my buddy Ditwit or Mark, he still does paper. There's a few other activators that do paper. If you do paper, that's fine. You could log whatever you want to log, as long as you get them uploaded to POTA later on to Parks in the Air. All right, so here's the situation. Let's get started here. Here is the situation we are looking at today. So if you look around here today, you can see from that clip I had before, there was a bench over there is where I was, okay? More closer to the restrooms right there. And there was actually a tree above that, or it might have been this tree. I don't know. I don't really know. But what I'm going to try to do is get my wire up there high enough. I'm going to try to go over here on that branch right up there. If you can see it right there. Okay. So not super high, but it should be high enough. I'm going to operate some 20 meters, and I'm going to slope it out into the field there. Okay, that's where I want to put this, the actual antenna. So let me start that because I want to get this activation rolling. And with that said, I didn't know if I was going to show this or not, but no, maybe I won't. Yeah, I will. I'm going to insert the clip anyway. I was across the street over there. If you can see that, way over there. Okay, well, I said in this clip, it's about 50 yards away from where I'm standing. That is where my buddies Bill and my buddy Rob activate from all the time, on the other side of that road. I always activate here. Okay, this is where I've been ever since I started, pretty much. So here's a clip where I talk about there was a gentleman here, and he just I don't know what he was doing, just hanging out. But here's a clip. Okay, don't beat me up too bad over this clip. Ah, man. When you come to the park and you have a spot at the park, I know a lot of you guys play on POTAs, do have a spot at the park you like to sit. And, well, obviously today is going to be a little different. I didn't want it to be different. I want it to be the same, exactly the same situation. But I'm only about, well, let's see, maybe a football field, maybe 50 yards from where I normally sit. And I came down here this morning. This is a Thursday, so you wouldn't think there'd be anybody at the park today. You're like, Jack, why are you at the park? Well, I told you guys I teach some off in the summer, so I have Thursdays available. Anyway, so today was going to be a reenactment of my first activation. And I come up, and there's a gentleman sitting at my bench. I know, my wife was said, it's not your bench. Oh, he's leaving. This might work out even better. He's actually leaving. Good. Well, I mean, not for him. I don't know what he's doing here. All right, I'm going to reset, go down to my spot so I can do this reenactment finally. Okay, so kind of funny, huh? I had to sway a little bit. All right, let me get a wire up in this tree. I think I'm going to put the camera back here because I don't want to throw the weight into the camera. That'd probably be bad. So again, everything I'm using today is actually the same gear I used for my very first POTA activation. Oh yeah, my very first POTA activation, I looked it up this morning, was May of 2024. We are now into June of 2026, okay? So that gives you some perspective from May to June, okay? So let's get this rope untangled here. We can get underway. Yeah, that clip on, I didn't mean to offend anybody about, I mean, it's obviously not my park. It's a state park out here. A lot of people come out here to visit it, and that's good. I like people supporting local parks because that's going to keep our parks available for everybody. So it's very important. Okay, so here we go. I got my weight. I know, Jack, buy an Arbor throw line. I just have not ever purchased one. I don't know why. I probably will at some point. All right. So we're going to try to get this up in the tree here. I am no ditwit. Ditwit is amazing with these things. I am not. But I actually made it where I wanted it. First throw, huh? What do you think about that? All right, so next. What I did here on my first activation, well, here's a clip. Here's a little clip right here from the first activation, because I watched it again last night. My wife said, "Are you watching yourself?" I'm like, well, yeah, I am. So here's a clip from the first activation. I didn't know if the Unun should be up or the feline should be up or down, okay? Now I have learned over many activations, really probably doesn't matter. I did watch one YouTuber, he said if you want to get more DX, get the feline up. But other than that, it really doesn't seem to matter, okay? My coax is coming straight down to that table over there. I wanted to work a table over here, but I was thinking the Unun has to be up there to make sense. It can't be on the ground. That wouldn't make any sense because this is my feed cable here coming this way. All right, so I'll be using my 71-foot random wire today, okay? 71-foot random wire. Let's bring you back over here. Okay. Try to see the front camera here so we can see what's going on, hopefully. All right. So, I do have a counterpoise we'll be using with it. Okay. So here we go. Just watching my battery levels there as I go. Making sure everything's good to move on. Okay. And you know what, guys? I don't have a choke. You know why I don't have a choke? I didn't have one to begin with. So we're not going to use one today. This is how I like to put on there. Okay. So, again, I'm using the G90 because that's what I used on my first activation. So that's what we'll be using today, the G90. And my 9-to-1 Unun. So all I could do is hang this in the tree first. Get this started here. So what I did on my Unun, I don't know if you've ever done this or not, but, and I know, Jack, that's not original though, is I put zip ties through that little hole. It just gives you more room to tie a rope onto it. Lets it hang better, actually. Okay. And there's that. All right. Not too heavy yet with nothing on it. And it's funny, in the first video, I called the driven element I actually called it a, what did I call that? A feed line. It's funny when you look back at old videos, and I love doing it, because I started these for myself, for my ham radio journey. That's why I named it that. We build a good community. If you're not subscribed, why not? Click that subscribe button. Again, I never usually know what I'm going to film or record. I don't know why I say film. All right, let's see here. All right. So, this is the driven element. So it goes on the red lug of the Unun. All right, red. Hopefully the band conditions are good today and I don't get skunked out here on my 100th activation. Well, I guess it wouldn't be an activation then, would it? It would be a failed activation at that point. All right, counterpoise. Let's get the counterpoise out here. Again, just another piece of speaker wire. This is not the Unun that I built because my first activation, I never built an Unun. Yeah, a 9-to-1 Unun. I didn't know how, so I never had one. I bought this one before then. So I'm recreating everything, and my buddy Bill said, why would you want to do this? I said, because it's just something that would be fun. Recreate your very first activation on your 100th activation. So I won't be using a Pico keyer today because I didn't have a Pico keyer, okay? So I have to hand key everything today, which I know. It's nice to auto key, right? But we're not going to do that. We're going to just stay original. What I did my very first activation. Now, what I can tell you I did do, though. Well, let me put this clip in right here. This clip is talking about the paddles that I was using on that very first activation, okay? Go ahead and watch this little clip here. Okay, I can honestly say when you buy a keyer from Amazon, it's definitely not my venture keyer. Okay, so you noticed on that clip, that paddle, it was horrible. It was actually from Amazon, and I didn't know any better at the time, but yeah, I probably did know better. I probably did know you don't buy on price alone. That's just silly. So anyway, but yeah, the key stuck a lot. It was tough. So I'll be using my my CW Morse key today. My CW Morse or CW USA, CW Morse from USA, whatever. I'll be using that paddle today. So that's the only difference, really. Okay, so we're going to pull this up in the tree. Try to get you a different view here. There we go. A little bit different view for you. I'll try to get up there as high as I can get it. Stuck on a branch here. Oh, well, that's not good, Jack. There you go. That'll work. That should work just fine. There's just a bit of branch in the way, right? All right. The way I do my tent stakes, I'm going to show you guys with a rope. I don't know how you guys do it or not, but all I do is make a loop in it, okay, in the rope. Fold it over, then I can just pull it right on that tent stake to hold everything up. Okay, pretty easy. But now I got a heck of a tangle up there. So the counterpoise will go backwards. Get that back there somewhere. Okay. So all I'm going to do on the other side, out there, you'll see me go out there. So we'll put a piece of out there. Put this on another tent stake out there. And we'll be good to go, I think. Another little loop. There we go. Okay, so that's all there is to it. And that's all I'm going to do today with it. Is just run it that way. Why am I so nervous about paper logging? I used to paper log all the time. I don't understand that. But anyway, so here's the antenna going from up there, right there, and it just slopes down, okay? Sloping down, sloping down, sloping down. Nice day for motorcycles. Goes to an insulator, and then there's some paracord, and then a tent stake. All right, so at that point, what I'm going to do then is what I did back in the day, my first activation. I'm going to set the G90 up, so you don't need to see that. Okay, it's basic radio setup there. So, and then I'll get underway. Before I do that, here's a clip. This is way too long. Here's a clip here of when I was sitting copying the first couple stations. Look at the way I pause, okay? I was thinking of the letters. And yeah, so check that out. All right, let me get everything. 1435. This key leaves a lot to be desired. Well, guys, I can tell you one thing. One thing I've noticed, and a buddy of mine, Bill, I don't know if Bill watches my videos or not, but he comes to the park all the time. He said he has a hard time now copying CW and writing. Look at this. It's like your brain is doing two things, and we always tell everybody this when you're learning CW. But like you're copying the letters, right? And you got to be able to read your writing also. Like this is an I. That's a 5. But like if you miss a call, you know, it's harder to copy when you're listening and then you're writing. You're listening and you're writing. You're trying to listen, put it in your brain and write. I don't know. And I guess it's the same kind of thing if I'm keyboarding. But keyboarding just, I don't know. Another thing I don't like about paper logging that I'm noticing here today is keeping track of my times. Okay, when the calls come through. Because if it's a park to park, you need the time, right? That's pretty important. Really, this part here of the log, this part in here of the log itself, what you sent, what you received as far as the signal report doesn't really matter. And the state really doesn't matter, except for looking at the map later. Because the random wire is really getting out here, guys. Utah, Oklahoma, South Dakota, you know, Florida. It's working really, really well. I did activate so far. I got 12 QSOs. I'm just sitting here trying to make some more. So I will let you know how I finish up. But paper logging is not for me. It's just, I don't know. It's just not natural, I guess. Especially when you start doing CW contesting and working field day. Field day I started like this too, though. My first field day I was writing everything down to make sure I got it before I put it in the computer. But it's easier just to type it in and just move on. So, all right, I'm going back to the radio here. I'm still operating 20 meters. And we'll see where we can get to. Well, guys, that's it for the 100th activation here at US 1409. To all you guys out there that's contacted me, thank you so much. I really did appreciate the help today to get this activation in. Paper logging is 100% anymore not for me. And I used to paper log when I started, but I don't know, man. It's just getting it from your head to writing it. I don't know. I mean, some guys can do it, and if you can, hey, man, that's great for you, you know, good. But anyway, I ended here, if you can see this, with 16. So I actually did some hunting. So I hunted 2 stations because I never end my log at 13. Okay, bad luck number. I never end it. Yep, a little bit superstitious, so I never end at 13. So I hunted 2 more, and then I jumped up here to 40 meters. And I got one guy here in Virginia on 40 meters. So, guys, it was exciting to bring this to you. I'm sorry if this video is a little long. If you made it this far, you know, you might not have. But anyway, like I said, I don't record the activations themselves. A lot of guys out there do that, and they do a really, really nice job at it. So I'm not taking anything from that, that's for sure. But man, the random wire worked. Obviously, the random wire works. You guys watched my last video putting up a random wire. I did use the purchased Unun. I did get that from DX Engineering. I'll have a link for the Unun in the description below. Also with the 4-to-1 Unun that I purchased when I do, it's like a random, it's a 21.5 feet vertical, and I use a 4-to-1 Unun for that antenna. So I'll put that link in the description below also if you want to pick those up. That would be that great. Other than that, I'm going to wrap the radio up here and get everything put away and get the wires picked up. I got to run to the store, get some stuff for dinner tonight. Supposed to have a ham radio club meeting tonight at the Wacom Club in Washington, PA. So I would like to attend that because Field Day is coming up at the end of the month, and you know what that means. We want to prepare and hear what they're thinking, which is usually the same every year. So this is my 3rd year back with the club. Back at Field Day. I'll be operating CW there. Hopefully I got a couple new CW ops that's going to help me out. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, and it's funny because every YouTuber will tell you this, the statistics show us that there's more of you that watch these videos that actually click the subscribe button. The only thing that's going to do, you're not paying me any money. You're not paying YouTube any money for that. The only thing that's going to do is when I produce a video, it'll come up in your feed quicker and you'll see it right away. So, you know, and it helps us to get more subscribers just to raise the limits of our videos up in the feed a little bit more. So, you know, if you're enjoying the videos, and I hope you are. I mean, like I said, I never know what I'm going to record next until I get out here. I did kind of know that I wanted to record this one. So, I did kind of plan on doing this video itself, the reenactment of my first POTA activation. Hopefully you enjoyed those little clips in there. It's funny looking back. But guys, this is like, this is really, I don't know, man. It's a struggle, you know. It's a struggle with a pen and a paper. But, you know, I don't know what it is about computer logging. Maybe I've been keyboarding so much in my life that I'm just kind of more adapt to that. So, who knows? But if it works for you, do what works for you. That's what POTA's all about. It's your radio day. It's you having fun with your radio out in a beautiful park like here at Raccoon State Park in Beaver County, US 1409. Guys, thank you so much for making this 100th activation that much more special by bringing you all along and getting to, you know, show you what I was doing today. So it was great. A lot of fun. Guys, take care, everybody. I will talk to you next time. This is Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT. Again, if you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Guys, this is my ham radio journey. I am your friend Jack, and I will hopefully catch you on the airways. 73s, take care, everybody. Until the next one, I'll see you then.